Hey, how you doing? Today, playing Mardu Vehicles in Historic. I'll get to the deck in a second. Before that, the usual YouTube stuff. Subscribe if you can, leave a comment down below, and all the information about the deck list and timestamps are in the description. So today I actually wasn't going to make a video, but I saw this awesome list. This is a little bit old. It is from somebody named LZB. They took it to Mythic last season, and yes, it's from March 17th. It doesn't have anything from Strixhaven in it, but I absolutely love Mardu Vehicles, and I really wanted to revisit the deck. I played it, I don't know, about a month ago, I would assume, and this version of the deck looks quite a bit different from my version of the deck. My version is here. I will put a link to that old deck list down below, as well as a link to this new one. I've only changed one card in the sideboard. His deck calls for 4 Grafdigger's Cages in the sideboard. I just didn't have 4, so instead I put in 2 Authority of the Consuls and took out one of the Showdowns of the Scalds. Although he says in his post that Showdown of the Scalds is a very useful card, so we'll see if I'm wrong to take out one of those copies. Otherwise, the deck looks pretty sweet. We're playing... It's called Mardu Vehicles, but we're only playing one vehicle. We're playing Heart of Kiran. We have lots of ways of turning on the Heart of Kiran. We're playing Planeswalkers, 2 very good ones, Gideon, Blackblade, and Chandra, Tortured Defiance. We're playing some very, very useful creatures. Toolcraft Exemplar works very well with artifacts. Bone Crusher Giant is Bone Crusher Giant. And then Thraben Inspector is just a really cool card that's going to give us access to an artifact that's going to let us draw and do some other stuff. On top of that, we are playing Scrap Heap Scrounger as another artifact, just a great beater for 2, and Bomat Courier to hopefully refill our hands. And then where this deck differs from what I was playing is it has 2 main board Fatal Pushes, 2 more Fatal Pushes in the sideboard, and then Thoughtseiz's main. I think Thoughtseiz's main is going to be very useful in this current meta. And then, of course, Fatal Push is always a useful card to have. The other big thing about this deck compared to my other one is that it is running 24 lands. That's a lot of lands, and I'm not sure if I need them all, but we do want to get out Chandra on turn 4 pretty consistently if we can do that, so probably need to go up on the land count. Hopefully I don't flood out too often. We'll see how it goes. So let's jump to some gameplay and just have some fun with this deck. See you there. Alright, Mardu Vehicle in Historic. Trying to see if this deck will work. It looks super interesting to me. As soon as I saw it, I knew. I'm plugging it into my Arena account and taking it out for a spin. I have a lot of faith in it. Opening hand looks okay. It would be really nice to find the 3rd land and a 2nd white source. But we'll see if we get there or not. Get in for 1 with the Bomat Courier. Somebody named Pillow Fort. I'm not sure. It's terrifying to me. Makes me think I'm in for a wild ride. So we miss on the land and draw probably a fairly irrelevant 2nd Heart of Kiran. Unfortunately, Heart of Kiran, legendary artifact. Boy, oh boy, do I miss the days of Smuggler's Copter. That card was so great. So, do find the Gideon Blackblade. Pretty cool. Put him out. He can crew the Heart of Kiran because he is a 4/4 creature. And then let's give the Heart of Kiran lifelink. Sure. Get in with the Heart of Kiran. And then the cool thing is we can keep the Heart of Kiran back as a blocker because of the Heart of Kiran's secondary ability that says you may remove a loyalty counter from a planeswalker you control rather than pay the Heart of Kiran's crew cost. So this Barkhide Troll cannot get in on us. The opponent knows that. Cool. Okay, let's go to our turn. We have a Thoughtseize. So I have a couple of options here. I can crew the Heart of Kiran with the Gideon's Loyalty and then swing in with both of them. I can also put out the Bone Crusher Giant. I think I do want to put out the Bone Crusher Giant, but I will just crew the Heart of Kiran with this. So he makes a sound. We'll give the Heart of Kiran lifelink once again. Get in with both. Pretty nasty position for the opponent. Okay, chump blocking with the Barkhide Troll. Then I can Thoughtseize and hold up the Bone Crusher, or I can just put out the Bone Crusher Giant. I am not really sure which one's better. I think I want a Thoughtseize, just see what they're working with. If they have a Collected Company, is pretty scary. A Ronus. Okay. I think I'm taking the Ronus. Sure. Alright, pass to the opponent. They're probably stuck playing out the Steel Leaf Champion, and they don't really have good blocks. They can't attack in. You can't... don't attack. My friend. I think a lot of people aren't used to playing against Heart of Kiran. Of course, Heart of Kiran's going to die here. It's a trade. But still, I think that's a trade I'm very happy to make in this position, since we know we have the second one. And the third one. Of course, all Heart of Kirans come in 3s. So, attack in with Gideon. Sure. We'll give, of course, we'll give the Bomat Courier indestructible, I guess. And then play out the Heart of Kiran. Part 2. Opponent down to 6. So in a pretty nasty spot, especially since we have the Bone Crusher Giant. Really wondering if they'll be willing to trade another Steel Leaf Champion for another Heart of Kiran. Yeah. Sure.
You do not frighten me.
Opponent is playing a deck that I have not seen being played in a very, very long time. I'm not really sure. I'm sure, like, I think they have probably a lot of tricks in the deck that I'm not really aware of. Playing blue, which is very curious. There's the Collected Company. Good hits. That Pelt Collector is going to grow. But the opponent still has to do something about this Gideon. Be nice to hit a land here. No land.
No power over me.
Okay. Go Gids. The Toolcraft Exemplar is not a bad hit. Okay, they wisely block. Give that lifelink again, whatever. And then play out another... Wow. That was some weird tapping. Play out another Heart of Kiran, and this time we'll put out also the Toolcraft Exemplar. They've had enough of the Heart of Kirans. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the blue's for. I know there was a card printed in Strixhaven that is a pretty neat kind of counter spell. I think you have to pay 3 or counter the spell 2 in a blue or blue-green card, I think. Not sure. Fatal Push seems okay to me in this matchup. I think a Braid is probably pretty good in this matchup too. It doesn't hit their 3 CMC stuff, and they also have the Barkhide Troll, which is kind of hexproof, so I have to be a little bit careful. I'm not sure how many Thoughtseizes I want. I think I don't also want all the Abrades. And then let's go down 1 Thraben, 1 Toolcraft, because I don't think I'm getting in on the ground very often. Maybe it's actually 2 Thraben, and I keep in one of the Toolcrafts. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, 4 Toughness is going to be a little bit hard to deal with. The deck is not playing something like a Thundering Rebuke, a card that I've just kind of recently discovered and have a newfound respect for. Okay, 24 lands. Remember that. 24 lands in the deck. Alright, that's a little bit more acceptable. We don't have a red source, so maybe it's Pitch, the Bone Crusher Giant. Feels bad, but maybe I got him. And I'm going to have to push the Llanowar Elf. Do find a second Gideon. So it's the Gideon Heart of Kiran show once again. It's fun. Barkhide Troll for the opponent. I think I take some damage. Scavenging Ooze, pretty good. And more Warzop mana.
Let me lead the charge into darkness.
So, I love this. I love giving this Heart of Kiran lifelink. Just gives us that extra little bit that we might need going forward. Down to 14, up to 19. Awesome. Gonna be really hard for the opponent to get rid of the Gideon here. Yeah, not having any of it. Cool. Get a win right out of the gate. Let's go to game number 2. We gotta build up this thing. I've been having a bad morning, I'll tell you that much. Alright, next one. Alright. Match number 2 with Mardu Vehicle. Last game, opponent was playing something that I really like. I personally love the mono green big silly creature deck, or mono green Stompy, whatever you want to call it. It's such a cool deck, but I don't think it has quite enough power to be relevant right now. Gideon's pretty good draw there. I think I'm going to be in a world where I'm going to take some damage eventually, so I'm going to put up my courier. I'm kind of assuming that I'm up against Angels here. Maybe not Angels, maybe it's the Selesnya Coco deck. Usually Angels has the turn 1 play. Black. Conclave Mentor. Oh my goodness, people are playing cool stuff today. Really worried these days about the health of the format. The Mystical Archives cards obviously put a lot of power into Historic, and I'm not really sure how people feel about Historic these days. I know this morning, personally, I was getting a little bit bummed out with the amount of... Oh, that's really good. The amount of combo decks that I was running into. It's just a little discouraging. Okay, Surulf. I've never faced off against the Surulf. Whenever a permanent an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Surulf. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Surulf has one or more counters on it, you may remove all of it. If you do, exile each other non-land permanent with mana value less than or equal to the number of counters removed this way. So that's pretty annoying, especially since it is non-land permanent and not just creature. So, do I have to put out Gideon? I think I do. And then pump up Gideon. Indestructible. We can get in, put a card under Bomat Courier, why not? And pass it to the opponent. Yeah, this is really cool. I remember when I first saw this card spoiled, like, everybody was talking about how crazy it was going to be. I thought it kind of looked like it's going to be silly, but it just never seemed to do anything. Maybe after Eldraine leaves Standard, that'll become more prominent. Okay, we need to get rid of that. And I don't know how to get rid of it. Because it's going to kill that. So,
I believe in you,
I think I'm doing that. I'm getting in for at least 4. Probably 5. I don't think they block here. That would be crazy. Okay, I put... Oh my god, I hate... Why is it tapping my mana so strangely today? I'm going to put out this, hold up the Fatal Push. If they kill my Bomat Courier here, I can Fatal Push the Surulf. Yeah. Okay. So we lose all those cards. That's fine. We have a pretty good hand right now. Hopefully they put the +1/+1 counter on the Surulf and attack in with the Bone Crusher. Or attack in to challenge the Bone Crusher, rather, with the Surulf. You know, words. What are they? They don't mean anything. Put it on the Growth Chamber Guardian. That's cool. Yeah. Wow. I love what the opponent is up to. Wow. That's loose. That is loose, opponent. Brave opponent.
Prepare for battle.
Pack in with both. They do know I gave it indestructible, right? I don't think they do. Fortunately, a little land heavy here. Might lose the Gideon if they're able to adapt this. They are able to adapt it, of course. So I could throw the Toolcraft underneath it. I love this synergy. I've never really thought about this or seen anybody do this Growth Chamber Guardian plus Luminarch synergy. That's a lot of card value. I think I'm okay saving my Gideon because the Toolcraft is just a 1/1. I don't have any artifacts right now.
I've got you.
And then we draw that. Oh boy. Okay. Things are looking
I will lend you
okay.
my strength.
Take it. Okay, so that's interesting. Now, do I play out the Chandra and just do 2 to their face and hope to draw a little bit of reach, or that they can't block too much with the Gideon? Definitely Chandra's going out. My other choice with the Chandra is just to kill this Growth Chamber Guardian, but I think probably just...
This'll be easy.
Yeah, let's push 2 damage. They're going to have a lot to deal with here. And still that. They don't draw well, okay. And we have the backup Gideon, so... I should read that card. What was that card? Okay. Sacrifice that, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 2 creatures. They gain Vigilance and Lifelink. Yeah, I was just ignoring that card. That's a really strong ability on an uncommon land. I'm surprised also nobody's jamming that into the deck. It enters tapped, only produces green. Yeah. That Lifelink is unexpected and probably going to win them the game now. That's... Uh-oh. So, read your opponent's cards. I know they have a lot of text on them, but you gotta do that. Ugh, and we draw. Dead card.
This is a prime day for justice. Your light will cleave the darkness.
I'm not attacking, I don't think, no. Wow, wow, wow. That... That turned around real fast. Good on ya, opponent. Playing unexpected stuff. Adapting. Getting out of control. Wow. They're gonna have lethal on board very soon. I think Gids is going down. Poor Chad. He's too manly for this world. Yeah. Alright, see you later.
Not
Bomat Courier. Not ideal. Let's get a redraw. I think we're just kaputs. Maybe it was the double attack there, but they're going to have, what, 14, 15 coming back at me? And they can adapt this, I guess? I don't know how adapt works exactly. Oh. Okay, 24 lands. So can they adapt, put 2/+1 counters on it if the creature has no +1/+1 counters? So a little bit of a reverse synergy there, but that's cool. Winding Constrictor in this deck, also really, really neat. And that's going to double up the counters, so now I'm forced to chump block. Well, I guess technically I'm not yet. I don't know why I want to see the next land. Yeah, Scrounger. Okay, you would have been better a little bit earlier, but hey, that's the beats. Wow, for the opponent to pull it back like that with that land card, did not respect it and definitely need to respect it going forward. That card is super cool. So, Fatal Pushes are definitely coming in. Abrades are definitely coming in. I don't know if I want all my Thought Seizes. I think I can also go down one Shandi. and maybe 2 Thraben Inspectors, because I don't think I'm going to be getting in on the ground with the Thraben Inspectors very often. Okay, let's see if we can come out of the gate a little bit faster this time. It started off well, but oh boy, did things ever go downhill very quickly. Alright, this hand looks pretty promising. Excuse me, a little bit dry these days. Woke up this morning, very dry skin, dry throat, rough Canadian dry spring, I guess. I don't know. Weather's been nice. It was beautiful today. So we get out on the board with the Scrappy Scrounger. Pretty good offense, especially when we have Fatal Push and a Braid available to us. There it is. There's the Stronghold. Oh, baby. Well, we find that. Yeah, Gideon.
I will defend the
Let's
weak
give
with
this
every
indestructible because I want to put more cards under it. Nice. Growth Chamber Guardian, and they missed their 3rd land, so they're not having any of it. Alright, run it back. Need to do the exact same thing for game number 3. Alright, so the opponent took quite a bit of time between games 2 and 3. Who knows? Maybe bathroom break or something. It could be a good reason why they just scooped it up when things were looking a little bit dicey in game 2. Alright, I don't know what that was about. Maybe they are playing on mobile, lost connection. Maybe last game they weren't having any of it. They just Alt F4'd. I have no idea. We'll count that as half a win. Let's go on to the next one. Alright, match 3 with Mardu Vehicles. So far, deck's functioning as expected. A little heavy in lands at times, but yeah, feels good. It can be fast. You saw in the last game 2 of the last match, that it just came out super fast with the Scrap Heap Scrounger. And yeah, I don't know what to say about this. 24 lands, right? 24. Yeah. Okay, that looks better, except we don't have Black Source, so that sucks. Hopefully Toolcraft Exemplar and Scrap Heap Scrounger can get us there. Okay, opponent on Sultai, I guess. Find a Gideon for turn 3, so our curve is going to be pretty nice. Templar into Scrapper into Gids. That's what we want to be doing. What is the opponent up to? Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, look at the top 3 cards of your library. You reveal a land card from among them. Put that into your hand. That's cool. Alright. Do I think that they will challenge this? I think it's probably fine to do this, right? Yeah, okay. They want to keep around the Apprentice. I have not seen this card. Going to be interested to see what the opponent is up to. They find the land and kill our Toolcraft. Too bad. Find more lands. So that's pretty cool. This card's going to ensure that they are always going to be hitting all of their lands. I wonder what the payoff is. Blooming Marsh, and wow. Okay, so Nutter Butters from the opponent. 2 Blood Chiefs, and all that other good stuff. Well, let's get a Gideon onto the field. We will plus him, pass back to the opponent, and then hopefully next turn we can start smacking in with old Chad here. I think in the last video I talked about nicknames. Fatcaster Mage was the one I brought up. Chad is another great one. I think Chad is a little bit more widespread, though, and not necessarily my friend group. I love what the opponent is up to. This is blowing my mind. Find a second Chad. Still no black mana, so that's great. Alright. Well, let's get in. Block with the Pest, I'm sure. Yep, save themselves 4 damage, gain a life. Not a bad exchange for them. Let's put out the Scrap Heap Scrounger, and I may as well put out the Bowmat Courier. I think I'm in a little bit of trouble this game.
Prepare for battle.
Missing the black mana is really annoying because we can't bring the Scrap Heap Scrounger out of the graveyard, and I would have loved to have fired off this Inquisition, but that's not going to happen. I imagine they take the Gideon here. Yeah. And finding lands. Oh my god, this deck that the opponent is playing is just inspiring. Gotta find this guy and ask him for this list. Impressed so far with the Quandrix Apprentice. I think I have to keep Gideon around, but I don't know if I want to throw away the Bowmat Courier since it's like my only draw outlet. Yeah, I still want to keep Gideon around. Oh, she has Menace. So in that case, is it worth it to let Gideon go down to 1? Yeah. Ooh.
Not on my watch.
Well, there's a black source at the very least. We can give the Scrap Heap Scrounger indestructible and swing in like this. Okay. And we're basically just going to do all we can do. Unfortunately, they're going to go super wide. I don't think I'm ever getting in damage from this point on. And my only hope is to find a Heart of Kirin. Pretty much just that. Cool. Second Apprentice. So Gideon down. Are they only sending one? They are assuming we don't have any removal, which... Well, oh, sorry. We're empty-handed. I thought this was in my hand for a quick second there.
Retreat.
They know what's going on. Okay. Well, I can bring back this. I think I have a creature to eat. Yep. I think we're done. Scrappy's cannot block, or cannot, yeah, block is what I wanted to say. So not very good holding back with them. We'll keep the Godless Shrine in hand, bluff some kind of removal, I guess, but we're getting cracked for near lethal here. We'll see what the next draw is. The opponent definitely has this one in the bag. This is just a great deck. And I'm surprised I have not seen anything like this. The 3 games in a row, all just kind of unique decks that are way outside of the norm. I've been playing so much Jeskai Control. Oh, that's rude. So much Jeskai Control, so much, what's the other one? Tainted Pact. I hate that deck. Okay, hey, there's the Heart of Kirin. Okay. Cool. Let's see what we got to deal with this stuff. Not much. I think we're bringing in Abrades and Fatal Pushes, try to get rid of their engine. And then I have a feeling I'm going down on the Thraben Inspectors again because they're going to be pretty useless. And maybe one Bowmat Courier. I don't like taking out so many artifacts, but I think it's enough for the Toolcraft to get its little buff. Be nice to get 3 out on the battlefield so we can give it first strike, especially when they're playing out so many pests. Oh, they're also playing Dina Avatar. I didn't notice that before. There. This hand looks a lot better than previous hand. We're going to end up having to shock, so I'm going to go out with Bowmat anyways. Get in for 1. And then next turn we'll go Heart of Kirin, then follow it up with the Scrap Heap Scrounger, I think. Yeah, I think I'm still doing that. playing all my spells main phase 1 like a pro. It's the new meta. Okay. So stay on plan. Load up the Heart of Kiran. Hopefully they don't have some interaction for this Heart of Kiran. And get in for 5. Have the Fatal Push up. Fatal Push for the Heart of Kiran. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. What was the CMC on Smuggler's Copter? I think it's 3, right? 3 and 1 to crew. Man, I missed that card. I know I don't miss that card. I'm sure if it were in the format, it would be a miserable thing to deal with. But I say I miss it. I'm going to pay for that simply because I might want to put... Now, sneaky boy. I think it's... I think I want those cards more. So I'm going to fire this off on their face. And then I'm going to activate the ability. Those were good cards, but I think I preferred having lands. Yeah, I mean, Fatal Push and Toolcraft Exemplar? Nah. I want Blood Crypt and Godless Shrine. Genius. Well, there's no way they block this, right? No. Okay, let's kill that. Take 3 damage because ward is a thing. And then take a little bit more damage because I want to put out a Bone Crusher. Alright. 7 power on the field. Seems okay to me. Thoughtseize. Do we want to take a peek? Let's take a peek. Life total is a resource after all. You got to use all your life. Assassin's Trophy. Okay. Oh yeah, I never mentioned this. This deck doesn't play any basics. Oh, opponent. Opponent. Those are not fair cards. Well, Scarab God and Elder Gargaroth are miserable, but I guess we get rid of the one that's probably going to be a little bit worse to deal with. Hopefully they don't hit a land here. If they do, for the Gargaroth, it's bad. Okay, we're fine. They still have the Maelstrom Pulse to take out. I don't know what they take out. They got to take out the Toolcraft Exemplar because the Scrap Heap Scrounger comes back, and they know that. Okay, Bone Crusher off the top. Yep. Oh, the edge of my seat right now. Edge of my seat. So here comes the Gargaroth, and now it's really down to Bone Crusher Giant. Never. So do I... Yeah, I challenge the Gargaroth. I have to. Gain 3 life, that's fine. Okay, well, we dealt with the Gargaroth, and we can bring back the Scrap Heap Scrounger, so maybe that's okay. Good draws from the opponent. Now this Scrapper is never getting in, and a Blood Chief's Thirst. Pretty good. These pests are going to gain them life too. I don't know if I even want to... I got to attack in, right? They have a sack out. That's cool. Okay, no more lands for the rest of the game, please. Alright, well... Let's see what it is. We're living a little... Yep. Yep. I don't like doing this attack at all. Especially being that I'm 1-off lethal if they just keep... Okay. Yep. Yeah, maybe somewhere I could have done something differently, but... the 24 lands are coming to bite me in the butt. And the opponent, I mean, take a look at this deck. I'm sure some of you are looking at this deck and saying, yeah, this is the coolest thing ever, and I want to build this deck. I highly recommend trying to figure out what the opponent is doing. It is just rad. Alright. Alright, well, let's get this onto the battlefield. Our graveyard is gone. And womp, womp, womp. Good game, opponent. Cool. That's a rad deck. I don't mind losing to that because it's just fun to see new stuff. Alright, let's go on to our fourth match. Alright, match 4 with Mardu Vehicle. Just got slammed by a Sultai something. Lots of pests, lots of really big beaters. Scarab God was in the deck. Elder Gargaroths. I was in love with it. Alright, this hand looks okay. It would be nice if we had better white mana. Of course, this is white, effectively, but we need to find one more. Let's see what the opponent's working with, though. Take a clean 4 damage right off the hop. Yep. So, both of these are bad. It is the Phoenix deck. I think I probably take the Bone Crusher. It's more annoying in the long run. Okay, miss our land, but we can get a Heart of Kiran down. I'm hoping that they're going to be using that Lightning Axe on the Heart of Kiran. Alright. So, pretty cool that the opponent is using Brainstorm alongside the Fabled Passage, able to shift away some of those less desirable cards that they may have had in their hand. Spriter. That is a problem. Find the land. And it is a white source, so I could go out with Gideon, but they have Lightning Axe mana up, and I'm sure they're going to have that. So, what I want to do instead is maybe just Fatal Push the Sprite Dragon. Play out the Scrap Heap Scrounger, and then load up the Heart of Kiran and see if they decide to kill the Kiran or the Scrounger. I think they probably go for the Kiran, which is fine. We expected that to happen. Okay. So, they did find a Phoenix from that brainstorming and all the stuff that they did. So, it's possible that they can get that onto the battlefield now. And then Gideon will be quite vulnerable. Both of our Planeswalkers, that is. Yeah, I would say that they're definitely getting that Phoenix back. Maybe even 2 or 3. Ooh, Nutter Butters again. I like that expression. I think that's the second time I've said it this evening. Nutter Butters. We find another Gids. Not great. So, Heart of Kiran out because that's what we're going to need to stop the onslaught of the Phoenix. Full price. Faithless Looting card. I guess it's not disadvantage in that case, it's just parity. Okay. Life total is getting a little low, so I am going to put out the Gideon like this, and
let me lead the charge
do this
darkness.
old gem. So they're going to need to find something soon.
I believe in you, friend.
To deal with both of these, and then we have follow-up Chandra next turn. Pretty sweet. Okay, Expressive Iteration. They're still stuck at 3 lands, so kind of hoping they don't find the fourth one here. You know, don't always want to wish bad things on the opponent. They have the Fatal Passage. Fabled Passage. Okay. Of course it resolves. They probably know that I can turn the Heart of Kirin on with the Gideon, so I doubt they'll be attacking here, but maybe we get them. No. They are clever boys.
They're with me.
Okay, don't want that. Put it in tapped. Chandra. Let's plus Chandra.
I'm the best fire
2 damage to their dome.
is gonna hurt.
Turn the Heart of Kirin on with the thing from Chandra because I want to be attacking with Gids. And then let's give the Heart of Kirin indestructible. I would like to gain life, but I think double blocking here would be quite bad for us. Okay. This is the second time that's happened, and I'm not sure why people don't realize that I can give it... I know why. Who's playing Gideon Blackblade, right? There's the shame scoop. Nobody's playing Gideon Blackblade. Nobody knows about this Chad. Alright, Grafdigger's Cage is coming in. Kaya, I think, is coming in. Although I haven't had a whole lot of luck with her, I think I want her in the deck against that. A little bit of a nombo with the Scrap Heap Scrounger and the Grafdigger's Cage, but we got to assume that they're going to kill this, right? Still, Scrounger is so important for crewing the Heart of Kirin. What am I taking out? I think I'm going down a few Thoughtseizes. And... like that. I think that's the way I should be doing this. Okay. Let's try it. It's weird to sideboard with a deck that I have no idea about. It just literally loaded it up this evening. Probably shouldn't be making a video about it, but this is just one of those one and done fun ofs. I think the deck is cool. I don't know if there's potential here, but it is cool enough to at least explore for a bit. So I think this hand is keepable. Fatal Passage. What am I saying? Fatal Push for the Sprite Dragon. Thoughtseize to hopefully find something nasty in their hand. And Chad shows up. What are we dealing with? Well, it's got to be... oh, man. I think it's got to be Crackling Drake. It's just too powerful. And it's really hard to get rid of. Of course, we can do it with Fatal Push, but not consistently. I don't know if I just want to give my Scrap Heap Scrounger up, so I'm just going to put this in tapped and pass it over the opponent. Go nice and slow. Opponent is also on that plan, and I think now it's going to be Kaya time. Nice.
Dispelling phantasms makes me feel you're not welcome here anymore.
Gain a little bit of life, get rid of an annoying creature.
Be gone.
Okay. Yeah, I think next we're just going to go down with Gideon. I'm deciding if I want to put in a tap land or something untapped. Probably be a little bit safe. I don't know what that's going to matter, but
I march into battle as your
plus
champion.
him to 5 and see if they're able to deal
Share
with
my light.
our onslaught of Planeswalkers. Drawn a lot of cards since we looked at their hand, so they must have lots of stuff to play with. Okay. So we can take care of the Sprite Dragon. I'm just going to wait until they crack the Fabled Passage. These cards are really messing me up right now. FB. FB land, FB instant is what I should call it. FP. FP? timestamp, you guys can ask me, are you having a stroke? I might be that way. They pitched 2 more lands, so maybe they're flooding a little bit over there. Kind of wish they cracked the passage, just in case they have like a spell pierce here. It could be pretty annoying, but okay. Backup Gideon, always cool. Rip apart their graveyard a little bit. It's so awesome. Actually, well, no, they don't have the mana for the Abrade. I was gonna say let's give it indestructible and see if we can sneak out something cool there.
I believe in you.
So Gideon gets in, and you know what? I think it's probably time to put in the Scrap Heap Scrounger. It's gonna eat the removal, but this is it's coming up, and I think if we draw a Heart of Kirin, we would rather the Scrap Heap die. It can come back, you know. Should read this. Kaya deals damage to target player equal to the number of cards that player owns in exile. You gain that much life. So currently 3. Okay. Ooh. Well, that's annoying.
You hold no power over me.
I could just exile it and move on with my life. Put out another Gideon. But I think I probably want to just get in for some damage.
I will lend you my strength.
I'm not attacking. Well, yeah, whatever. Let's attack. Opponent. Maybe the opponent's frustrated. I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, let's eat 2 more cards. And soon this Kaya, her -5, could be a big issue for the opponent if they don't do something. This is the most bizarre game. I don't know. Oh, 2 Phoenixes? Oh no. The opponent bided their time just long enough to find what they needed. Are we going to get hit by even more Phoenixes? Faithless looting again? No Pillar of Flame on my boy. Oh no. I'm excited. I'm having fun. I'm having fun with this deck. It's just a cool deck, right? It's a good reason to have fun with it. So, they can kill 1. They're choosing to kill the Gideon. Okay. Which is probably the smart thing. Now we're just in horrible trouble because I can no longer do this. It was just very convenient for them to be able to get in right in that little moment there with the double Phoenix, grow their Crackling Drake up quite a bit. Good on them. Gonna go through the motions, but I think this game is all but over.
Prepare for battle.
I'm not sure how good this version of the deck plays from behind in the case, especially going up against Phoenix. Pillar of Flame, back to back. Our poor Scroungers. They never stood a chance. So they get both of our walkers, and I think, depending on what this next card is, I'm just gonna go to game 3. Yeah. Okie doke. So, it would be real nice if we could find a Grafdigger's Cage before that happens. We do have 3 in the deck. Since I'm on the play, do I want to be a little bit more aggressive? Maybe go down 1 Chandra, bring in the Toolcraft Exemplar. You know, just a slight change. Kaya was working out, but maybe she's not the greatest against Phoenix. Maybe I'm overvaluing Kaya, thinking she's going to snipe out a couple of Phoenixes. You know, they're not going to put the Phoenixes in the graveyard probably until they're ready to deploy them. And really, casting 3 spells is not the hardest thing. We do have the Grafdigger's Cage this time around, though. Hand looks pretty decent. Now, the question is, do I lead out on the Grafdigger's Cage? It is going to be a little vulnerable, but I think so. If they have the Abrade, they have the Abrade. We don't hit our land, but we can go out with a Kieran. Next turn, we hit a land, we go out with Gideon. If we don't hit a land, we go out with Scrappy and get in Sprite Dragon. Now I'm thinking I just want to murder the Sprite Dragon. A land is still the best draw here, yeah, okay. So we can do this. Can load up the Kieran, and we can still push the Sprite Dragon. Since basically the Sprite Dragon is basically the only target for this Fatal Push, may as well use it. We are down to 2 cards. They have a full mitt over there. An Opt. I don't see a lot of people playing Opt these days. That's one card that's kind of fallen out of favor, I think, mostly because Brainstorm, and everybody just wants to put Brainstorm in every deck they play. Pillar of Flame, sure. We still got Gideon.
This is a prime day for justice.
May as well gain a little bit of life here. They could have the Lightning Axe here. They have a Lightning Axe. It's coming. There it is. So, that's too bad. Still, we have a Gideon on board. We have a Grafdigger's Cage. Things they have to deal with. How many more answers could they possibly have? And we have some pretty good follow-up for next couple of turns.
You hold no power over
Awkward. So, plus the Gideon, get in. Okay. I think probably I'm just going out with the Toolcraft. I'm going to leave the Stomp up. They've got the Stomp. Do I want to Stomp? Do I want to Stomp my own Toolcraft Exemplar? And fizzle their Bone Crusher Giant? That sounds like not the worst idea. It's pretty crazy, right? I'm so sorry, Mr. Toolcraft. I'm gonna stomp you. Alright. They are down to 2 cards, 3 now after the draw. Maybe. We'll see if that pays off. Maybe it was nuts. If they have full mana Stormwing Entity here, that's going to be pretty annoying to deal with. It'll fix the top of their deck. Much worse, Ox of Agonis. Oh no. Well, that's not the worst draw. Alright, get out of here. I could just... No, I don't want to exile it. Right? Let's get...
Your light will cleave the darkness.
Alright, so land, let's see if they top deck well. Okay, Steam Bends for the opponent. Ooh, backup Gideon. Well, wow, I never thought I would exile something with Gideon, but here we are living in the craziest world. Yes! Oh my god, it worked out. Stomping our poor Toolcraft. May you rest in peace, Toolcraft Exemplar. You got us to the win. Let's go to a wrap-up. Alright, so this Mardu Vehicles list is pretty fun. Lots of crazy things, and that ending to that game, I think, was just fantastically fun. I was very impressed with Gideon Blackblade. This card seemed like it was coming out of our deck every single game. It was hitting the battlefield, and it was constantly swinging in. Love the synergy, obviously, between Heart of Kieran and Gideon Blackblade. That's why you're playing this deck for the most part. Did not see a whole lot of Thraben Inspectors. I did take them out quite often because I felt like we were running into a lot of heavy ground traffic and just wasn't really getting us there. I did like the Fatal Pushes and the Thoughtseizes in the main board. I think they deserve being in the deck and in the main board, that's for sure. Overall, the deck's awesome. I do still question 24 lands. Part of me wants to grab to something like 21, 22, and, you know, jam a few more utility spells into the deck, maybe a few more attackers too. I did kind of feel a little bit light on our offense once in a while. Overall, though, I think this deck is super cool. The problem with it is it's, you know, I don't know, pretty much 60 rares. All the lands are going to be rares, right? So, do you have 24 rare cards just for the land base? Probably not. But, I mean, it's fun. It's cool to see the deck, and yeah, love it. Love everything about it. If you made it to this part of the video, all the way to the end, wow, thanks for sticking around. Have a good one, and see you in the next one. Take care.